Grace?
Hey, Terrance, I'll start us off here. What are you looking forward to seeing out of your group on Monday night?
Jeremy, what's going on? Looking forward to seeing our guys compete, execute the calls that we give the guys, and get out there and fly around and compete, playing fast and having fun.
What have you learned about your group as we're about 3/4 of the way here through spring ball?
A lot of versatility up front. Guys that are talented. They bring both power and speed to the front, and they're able. They have the capacity to to take what we're installing and do a lot of different things than they may have been used to in the past, and just execute it on the field. So it's been good to see our guys in different positions execute what we're asking them to do. So a lot of versatility.
How important is versatility in what Ryan and Brett and you guys want to do defensively?
Yeah, with an attack mindset, you want to have guys that are sound in what we're asking them to do, but also aggressive to fit the calls and do it at full speed at a high level. With the proper fundamentals.
Thanks, Terrance. Appreciate it.
Hey, thanks, Jeremy.
Coach, I wanted to zoom in on one player in particular. Calvin Avery is one who the previous staff always kind of seemed to mention as someone who kind of needed to get in shape a little bit better. In the videos that have been released, he looks like he's slimmed down a little bit. What have you seen from him this spring?
I love the way Calvin looks. He's a big guy, obviously, but he can move with that weight. I just mentioned about power and speed. He's a great example of that. A guy that can bring a lot of power at the point of attack, can move the line of scrimmage and really affect the play offensively. He can disrupt what the quarterback is trying to do. So we're excited about where Calvin is and where Coach Wright and Jade, our nutritionist, has him, the track that they have him on. He's doing everything we asked him to do, and he's in an upward trend. He's doing a great job for us.
And I kind of also wanted to hit on just some of the injured guys. How much of a help have they maybe been just in the meeting rooms and the logistical things with some of the younger guys that you're trying to bring along this spring?
Yeah, guys like Bryce Barnes, Rod Perry, Jamal Woods, guys that have significant amount of playing experience this past year. We kept them engaged in the meeting room, and they're vocal. We want to have an environment in the meeting room where everyone is involved, and so they're engaged. They're helping out the young guys during team periods, in between reps, and just keeping them active as much as we can. And so it's always great to have those guys around and close to the action.
And then if I could get one quick one. I'm assuming on Monday you're going to try and rotate guys through as much as you can with the first kind of second string thing that Coach B lined out with us yesterday. When the fall gets here, how much importance is it with your defensive line group to be able to just rotate fresh bodies in and out of there with what you're trying to do defensively?
Yeah, we want to make sure we have our guys in position to have success. And so in any situation, every time they're on the field, we want them to play at a high level. So if we feel as though they can only play at a high level at a certain amount, like 3 or 4 plays, then we need to bring the next guy in, the next man in. And so it's always a next man mentality for us up front. So we're going to train that way as well, for guys to be ready to step in and step up.
Hey, Terrance, good to see you. We just talked with Bart about some position battles, and especially with you having a couple of starters sidelined right now, are there any 1 or 2 really strong position battles that have kind of played themselves out here, especially in the last couple of weeks as we head toward the spring game?
What's up, Colin? Yeah, so the competition is always it resets every time we step on the field. So spring, it was just a fresh opportunity for guys to get out and compete. For sure, like we mentioned before, we got Rod and Jamal and Bryce with playing experience, and those guys with starting experience as well. But for the guys that are competing right now in the spring, they're competing for a starting role, and so it'll reset again in the fall. But Calvin Avery, Keith Randolph, Johnny Newton, Anthony Shipton, Deion Pate, guys are getting out there and they're working their tails off for us and trying to put themselves in position to execute the defense, know the defense, and so that they can matriculate into the fall and be in position to compete for a starting role.
And also the way that Brett Bielema kind of described it to us earlier this week was for the spring game, the ones against kind of the world as far as formatting goes. So what's your how do you, I guess, approach telling the world, the guys who aren't the ones, how to approach this game? I mean, what's your mindset that you relay on to them as far as the opportunity that this is for them?
So, for what we're trying to get done is we're trying to get another opportunity to get out there and practice. And so in the spring, each opportunity we hit that field is a practice. We want this for the fan base and that's coming to see us, and we're excited about that. We want to put out a great product out there for the fan base, and so they can be proud of. And the guys that are going to be out there competing, whether they're on one side or the other, they're going to be out there working on their fundamentals, working on their technique, trying to get better to stack days. And so that's what we're excited about. Whether they're on one side or the other side, it's going to be a great opportunity for them to get reps and get better.
Thanks, Terrance.
Thanks, Colin.
Hey, Terrance. I know Keith has been in college for a while, obviously, but before he got here, he was relatively new to football. I mean, he was a basketball player for a little bit. How is his growth? What are you seeing out of him? What kind of skills does he have that you're excited to work with?
What's up, Joey? So Keith, when I talked about versatility, he's one of those guys that can help us on early downs, but also third down as well. We've been tracking our guys each practice from a production standpoint, production and counter production. And Keith is the most productive right now on the defense. So he's working hard to execute the defense, but at the same time, he's putting himself in position to make plays, and he's making those plays. So he's doing a really good job for us, Keith Randolph.
And when you got here, obviously, I mean, we've seen Calvin. I know you just talked about him, but a little inconsistent in terms of playing time. What were the initial conversations like? What kind of buy-in are you getting out of him? And I mean, just he was such a highly regarded kid coming out of high school. I mean, seems like he's got a pretty high ceiling.
Yeah, so Calvin wants to be great. He wants to be good. He wants to work on improving anytime he hits the field. And so he's willing and he's definitely able. So if you got the willing and able and the ability piece down, then really that's all you need. So he just wants to be coached, and he's responding well. He's doing a great job for us.
And if I could get one big picture one, you and Brett obviously go back a while. Well, what are you seeing out of him and what it means to him to be back in this seat as the head coach of a Division I football program, back in the Big Ten? I mean, how is he different or the same as maybe kind of your first time with each other?
Coach brings a lot of experience. I mean, he gathers information. He learns from his past. Have an opportunity to work in the New England Patriots organization and win a Super Bowl. You're going to grow from that, and so you're going to learn some things and apply it moving forward. And it's just been a great experience for me to be back with Coach Bielema as a leader of the program. And for example, in practice and throughout this spring, we've been helping our players understand football a lot more. And so we've been doing a lot of different segments of football one-on-one. And so for Coach to bring that to the table for our guys, it's going to help us play faster during the game and in different situations.
Thanks, Terrance. Really appreciate it.
No problem, Joe.
Anything else?
All right.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach.